How to change the rear wheel bearings of the IMAX S1 Plus. First, you take the Allen key and you remove the wooden deck. And then you take another Allen key. Oh no, you take a pick and you remove the two rubber covers over here. And over here, actually there are four. Over there. And also one more over here. Now take a Phillip, right, and you release these four screws. They are right below the cover. And remove these covers as well, right, and thereby exposing this nut here and this nut here.
Underneath got one more screw.
Take note, there's also one more screw at the bottom here, as you can see. Just remove those two. Then remove the corresponding cover as well below when you release that screw. Hey, got two more screws. Separate the two motor wires located underneath here, and then yeah. Also look for the lighting wire as well, and remove the lighting wire. Then now you take the Allen key again and you remove the fender this time. One, two, and three. Careful when you are removing the fender. Make sure that you have properly disconnected the light wire. Now you remove this screw here as well as this screw here, and then remove these two nuts, right, to remove the wheel from the mounting. Motor cover from the motor in order to remove the bearings. Alright, now you take the Allen key, alright, and you remove the screws on the rim of the motor. Alright, now use the Allen key to remove the motor. Remove the motor housing. There are a total of 5 to remove. Normally there will be the wheel as well as the rotor attached, but for this time, for the purpose of this video, we have removed the tire and the brake rotor already. And now you have to use a mallet to knock the pin out, so careful, we recommend to use a rubber mallet. Alright, so now the motor has already been separated. The housing of the motor and the motor has been separated already. Okay, then flip it over and remove the three planetary gear, 3-piece planetary gear. And there, as you can see, is the bearing right there. How to remove it? Alright. For that piece bearing, you would need to use a blunt object, right? Place it on the rim, right? Then use a hammer and whack it out. Right. Alright, then gently tap the other side to remove the motor side of the motor for the bearings on the other side. Alright, now you remove the motor, you will have to use a bit of force. Right, and there you go. Removing the bearing on this side will be roughly the same as the other side. And to fit it back in, just fit it correctly and gently tap it back into the housing here and there. Alright, and to assemble it back together, first you put the motor wire through it, and then you put the drive axle through. Right, and then fit it in flush as tight as possible. Then fit the planetary gears over the top of the fit the planetary gears back in, right, and then fit it back into the housing. Followed by screwing the 5 screws back in to place. Alright. And try to do it in this section, the opposite screw from the opposite screw. This is to ensure proper tightening of the wheel. Alright, and then as again fit back and then put it back together by following the disassembly steps in reverse, by again first fitting back the wheel, right, and then tightening these two the nuts here on both sides, replacing these 2 screws back in, placing back on the fender, right, placing back on the fender, right, placing back on the fenders and screwing the fenders in. Right, and then carefully connect back the related wirings, the light ones, which is these 2, and the motor ones, which are these 2. Right, make sure there are arrows to guide how to reinsert it back together. Do follow the arrows. Fit back the 2 corner covers, right, and then lastly, don't forget this piece as well, and fit it back to the bottom here and screw it back in. Right, then place the wooden deck back up and then secure that into the metal plate as well. With that being said, you have successfully changed your bearings.